Italiani e Italiane, my dear friends, wherever you're watching from, welcome once again to the great walkthrough Mussolini Sniper Elite version 2, the Battle of Berlin, where we remind the audience out there of the events that created a new world order which is now dying on the beaches of Greenland, on the beaches of Venezuela, given the fact that the Americans seem unable to put any boot on the ground, but just able to boast the victories, which in reality are meager defeats. A war, the Second World War, which was won by the Russians, given the fact that they lost 27 million men. But the Americans reaped the fruit of a victory manned by another country. And I'm here to remind you of these events, given that although the age makes the memory weak, the spirit is still strong within me after 130 years. But let us recapitulate what happened in the first episode of this series represented by this video game. A single American soldier finds himself between the two armies which are opposing each other during the Battle of Berlin. We're speaking about April 1945. On one side, 2.5 million Russians with 6,250 tanks, 40,000 artillery pieces, 9,000 aeroplanes, and on the other side, the Germans. 100,000 German soldiers. Not only Germans, but soldiers of other countries, as we will see. Estonia, Norway, Denmark, France, and the memory goes here to the great Charlemagne division. And between them, a single American soldier, just one. What is he doing there? E che fa questo qui da solo? Non ho capito. Well, he has to eliminate a series of scientists. Scientists that have developed the great German rocket science and who are about to strike a deal with the communists, the Bolsheviks, the Russians. But luckily enough, this American soldier, by himself, alone, well, I'm laughing because it looks like the beginning of a comedy film. He finds himself, as I said, between these two armies and has to kill these scientists, and along the way may have to kill also some German soldiers and Russians. Now, this of course for me is a difficult feat, and I will therefore think that these German soldiers, and I speak about the Germans in particular, not because I dislike the Russians, but as you may recall, I was one of the champions of Europe against Bolshevism. As I said, the fact that we'll have to eliminate said German soldiers will make me very sad. And also develop within myself a sense of guilt. And therefore, to wipe said sense of guilt, to make my soul pure, to cleanse my soul of this horrible act which I'm going to carry out, I will think that these soldiers are European bureaucrats of the European Union, the soldiers of Kaja Kallas, or as we call her in Italy, Kanya Kallas, the Chihuahua of Europe. Now that I'm thinking about the video game in this way, I'm feeling a little bit better and I think I'm ready to take on this job. But we're speaking about snipers, and as we're playing the game, and this level is going to be quite a difficult one, the memory will go almost automatically to the great snipers of Russia, and especially the female soldiers. In particular, the great Ludmila Palishenko, but we'll speak about her later on. Let us begin the game. So we're ready. I think the audio is on. And up to the next level.
Intel told me my next target was Dr. Gunter Kreidel.
Dr. Gunter
an expert in
Kreidel.
rocket engines.
Fantastic.
He was traveling across town in an armored convoy. We believed he was carrying documents that would lead me to the V2 production facility, where the other 3 scientists were waiting. I'd identified a point on the route where I could lay a booby trap to stop the convoy.
Great.
Naturally, the area was defended.
The area was defended.
I'd expect nothing less.
Good. Let's continue. So we have to infiltrate the security checkpoint. And this time we're gonna be stealth. Invisible. Undetected. Molto bene. Let me see what weapons I have. I have 2 trip mines. The fire is burning my bottom, but I still continue. Here is the German soldier. 2 German soldiers. A clean shot. And the 2 of them, without any pain, are on the ground. Let me continue. No, I don't want the MP40. The objective is completed. Here's another soldier. And the stealth kill is completed. Searching the corpse. See many soldiers over there. Landmine, trip mine, many mines. Put a landmine here. I retreat. But in retreating I maintain my dignity, for God's sake. Eccolo qua, l'ho preso. There's somebody with a machine gun right in front of me. I'm getting rid of this person right away. Molto bene. Andiamo giù, spalziamo con onore. Trip mine. That was right there. Andiamo su a vedere cosa è successo. Landmine. That was the other side. Eccoli qua, sono due, sono armati. Very dangerous. Oh, ce n'è ancora un terzo. Ma mi sposto. Ah! I have died. It is a sad moment. I died of a terrible death. I was shot. I was probably shot in the back. And I feel sad. Sad, but at the same time happy, because I am a North American soldier, and therefore, by dying in a way, I also defeated myself. It would be beautiful if this video game had another level. A level where I were a field doctor, and I could amputate the limbs of the American soldier without any anesthesia. It would be beautiful, because in my death I'll be feeling happy at the same time, with a mixture of pleasure and pain. But anyway, before I continue the level once again, a moment of relax. Thanks to Ciucciarin Coffee, the great Italian coffee. Coffee beans picked up by hand one by one and roasted, following the cycle of the moon. Ciucciarin, try the new Ethiopia blend. A new blend. A blend that reminds us of Africa. Ciucciarin. Today you can find it also in Greenland, in Nuuk, the capital of Greenland. Ciucciarin. È tempo di ciucciare. So good. I tell you what, I'm gonna send a commercial as well, and for the great Ciucciarin Coffee.
Warm up with a good cup of Ciucciarin coffee. It's Ciuccia time.
It's Ciuccia time, Ciucciarin Coffee. You can find it everywhere, and I remind you, you can also find it in Nuuk, the capital of Greenland. Now, before I continue, just a word also about some of the great snipers of the Second World War, and in particular the great Ludmila Palivchenko, a female sniper who killed over 300 German soldiers. The young Ludmila was a student of history in Kiev, the nowadays Ukraine, and she volunteered to be a sniper. Of course, the main Russian soldiers made fun of her, but at the same time, the losses they had were so many that the Russian officers tried to have a go with Ludmila, and in 11 months, as I said, she killed scores of Germans. Ludmila Palivchenko, who was wounded several times. The last time she was wounded in the face by a mortar. And Ludmila Palivchenko, who was then sent by Joseph Stalin to the United States of America. America at that time, we're speaking about 1942, was not still fully involved in the conflict. And Ludmila was sent together with two male Russian soldiers in order to convince the American audience and public to support the effort of the Russians. Ludmila, who became a good friend of Eleanor Roosevelt, that is to say, the wife of the President of the United States of America, and Ludmila, who then tried to join the front once again, but Joseph Stalin refused, given the fact that she had become a symbol, and symbols cannot die. She would then die aged 58 years old, if I'm not mistaken, but not without passing on her experience in the art of warfare, training several snipers, and among them many women, given the fact, as I said before, that many female soldiers participated in the war of the Soviet Union against Germany. We're going to speak about these soldiers as we go along with the game. I'm thinking about the famous Night Witches, a group of pilots, and other snipers, for example, who participated in the Battle of Berlin. But anyway, let us continue. I was dead, but in a kind of electronic miracle, I will resuscitate once again. So, audio on, and let us continue. So we're here at the game, and let us do the same things I did before. A nice booby trap. I tell you what, I'm gonna put two booby traps. One here, and the other one here, creating therefore a double layer of protection. So we have to search the corpse, which is quite gross, something I don't like to do at all. And here they are, my fellow German friends. I think here I can put a beautiful landmine. Good, molto bene. Oh, there's somebody incapacitated. Good. When a soldier is incapacitated. Now, the Ludmila Palivchenko like to actually hit the soldiers in the belly, so that other people will come to their rescue, and she could use her deadly skills. As a matter of fact, Ludmila Palivchenko was also nicknamed Lady Death. Somebody else is shooting. Oops. Shooting from above. Where's the shooting from? Here they are. But we're not afraid. Shall continue. Molto bene. Molto bene. Molto bene. There was a moving target. It's not easy, but we still managed to do it. Molto bene. Very good. I think Adolf will be happy. There's a sniper down there. And I think I'm gonna use my binoculars to see where he's hiding. I don't see where he's shooting from. Ah, here it is. See it. The flash of the gun is up there. Ooh. Oh, ooh, oh. Perfecto. I'm very happy. Molto bene. Let us continue. The area seems to be clear. I'm advancing stealth, hoping he will not see me. Very good. See a soldier over there. We probably have to engage another two over there. Let me see what I have over there. I have 3 steel hand granate. Steel hand granate. Well, ready to engage. Without further ado. Although, may try still to be stealth. Let me see. They don't see me. May even try to sneak. Lots of soldiers over there. You see me? I'm done. And I retreat. I retreat with dignity, as always. I throw a bomb, just in case. Another bomb. Molto bene. I finished everything. Oh, I died again. I died again, but this time is my fault. What can I say? But anyway, As I'm recovering my breath, I'm thinking, as I said, about the great Lyudmila Palivchenko and all the other Russian female soldiers who fought during the Second World War, and in particular, a group of pilots, and I'm speaking about the Night Witches, a group of women that was flying in Russian planes who were cold, made of wood and cloth, not very well defended, doing from 8 to even 12 sorties a day. The pilots, these female pilots, had to be taken away from the cockpit by hand as they were frozen given the extreme temperatures in which they were flying. So Lyudmila Palivchenko, the Night Witches, and all the other Russian female soldiers that fought with the Red Army. About 50,000 of them fought as foot soldiers in the line of contact, and many of them died. 2,000 of them were snipers, and only 75% survived. That is to say, only 500. And many others were traffic controllers, nurses, and so on, reaching a total of over 1 million soldiers that fought with the Russian army. And as I am reminding these stories, let me take a short break to introduce a fabulous shop.
Mussolini.shop, vintage audace.
Mussolini.shop, the great shop inspired by the Italian style of the 1930s. Mussolini.shop. A shop which is in Italian, it is true. But as you scroll the shop, you may find Mussolini.Europe, a shop which delivers beautiful products everywhere. In Eastern Europe and Western Europe as well. Not Russia, unfortunately, because given the intelligence of the leaders of the European Union, Russia is now subject to over 21,000 sanctions. A fantastic political act which created the complete destruction of the industry of Western Europe, which can only be said by a shop, Mussolini.shop. But let us continue with the game. Now, I think the mistake was that I was too soft. So, first of all, I see the Russian soldiers, well, the German soldiers, although the city was full of Russians at the time. So let's do something smart. First of all, just let these let us do Alamo here for a second, as the Americans say. Incapacitated. 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 Now they're probably gonna come from the other side. Here they are. I'm changing the weapon. I'm getting ready. And I need to get a hold of an MP40. Molto bene. Here's another soldier. But I'm waiting for him. I only have 8 rounds. That's not too much. Good. cover. There. I see a yellow dot over there. Molto bene. Placing the explosive. Five rounds. I see two soldiers over there. Yes. Treat with dignity as always. Yeah. Capacitation. This was a bad shot. Somebody. See, I need to get some rounds for the MP40. See arrow there, means there is somebody. What's the alley? Let me see the alley. Nothing interesting here. Molto bene. Radio. The concentration is very high because this is a difficult level, I must say. Some stairs up that lead upstairs and some stairs that lead downstairs. Which one shall I take? That's a dilemma. We're going upstairs. Lots of ammunition. Somebody shooting me. It's another sniper. Who is he shooting from? I don't know. I'm gonna see. Let us see what is happening. I see a beautiful convoy. Beautiful German engineer. And I think I have to shoot the explosive. Missed. Kaboom. Here's my next objective. Where is it? Beautiful shot, I must say. That wasn't an easy one. Everybody shooting. This is very confusing. Incapacitation. Molto bene. It's a German tank, Euro 6, as you can see. An environment-friendly tank, like all German tanks. But there is some explosive there, and I have destroyed the tank. Machine gun position. Soldiers over there. Incapacitation. should be the last one. Is the music still playing? Yes. Oh my goodness, there's so many enemies. Ancora uno. E che cavolo. Time to go down and face the enemy face to face. I was supposed to pick something. Molto bene, I got it. I retreat with dignity, which is very important. Granate. Let's see if I have a grenade as well. I don't have any grenades. This place. He's very near. He's very near. Gonna run away. No, 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 no. Molto bene. For cover. I still hear the music, therefore there must be an enemy. But I see a yellow dot. Could it be a sniper? In German, a sharp shooter. Let's see. Yeah. And this level has finished. Very well. We finished this level as well. This was Sniper Elite version 2, the Battle of Berlin. We're going to continue with the other levels whenever the time allows it. Now, to many of you, this may seem like a puerile or childish play. Let me remind you that even the great Joseph Stalin liked to entertain himself watching Disney cartoon movies. For the responsibility of a man of state are many, and the emotional pressure must be released. And therefore, even with a simple video game, we can find the solace that will help us climb over the mountains of inhuman tasks. And with this beautiful sentence, I wish everybody a good night here from Italy. E come sempre, viva l'Italia!